Hello everyone, my name is Joy. With me are my friends Anxiety, Anger, and Disgust. Today, we're going to play the game mode Escape Evil Stepdad.
Guys, did you hear what he said to our boy Tim? I'm really scared. What if this evil stepdad does something bad to us?
What does that jerk think he's doing? All right, we're not wasting any time. The window! We can escape through the window. We're not going to let this old man boss us around.
Great, we've been spotted. That guy is so annoying. So what's the plan now?
I think we can get out through the next window. Yes, definitely. Let's go. We'll make it out. Everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so Tim can defeat the evil stepdad. Also, comment down below which mode we should play next.
Joy, how can you stay so calm in a situation like this? It's really, really scary. I can't even think about what would happen if Tim falls or gets caught by the stepdad. I'm so scared.
Wow, look at those huge saws. It's pretty creepy for sure. But hey, don't worry everyone. We're going to kick that old man's butt. And as for the other obstacles, Tim's a smart kid. He'll manage to get through this and escape.
Oh no, this is terrible, dangerous, and gross. Don't we have any other options for escape? Why is it always lava, saws, and knives?
All right, if that's our only escape plan, then we don't have much choice. But honestly, it's not that bad. Look around. Everything's actually kind of friendly, don't you think?
Oh no! It's the evil stepdad! I get so scared when he's around and watching us. We need to sneak past him as quietly and carefully as possible, but it's so terrifying.
I'm about to explode with anger. What does he want from us? Why is he staring at Tim? Stupid evil stepdad.
It stinks. Ugh, how badly he smells. Does this guy even know what a shower is? He clearly doesn't practice hygiene at all.
Guys, I think we need to hurry and escape through that ventilation. The evil stepdad is nearby and he might catch us. Tim, please hurry,
Oh no, it's so cramped here. I'm scared. Why do we always have to crawl through ventilation? Ah! The evil stepdad is so close to Tim. Let's hurry. I'm really terrified.
If it weren't for this grate, I'd definitely show him my strength. Go, Tim. Move forward and don't look back. We need to escape from this damn home prison.
Oh God, these huge lawnmowers. This is terrifying. They're so loud and stinky, I can't stand them. When are we ever gonna get out of here?
Lawnmowers! I think this isn't the toughest challenge for Tim. He'll manage it. Guys, I think this is a great moment to share a couple of interesting stories with our viewers. So, let's see if you can hit that like button and subscribe in 5 seconds. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Did you make it? If not, I'm giving you another 5 seconds.
Joy, I think everyone has managed to do it. It's time to move on to the stories.
We love being emotions for Tim. Once, while walking through the forest, he stumbled upon an old box decorated with strange symbols. Tim was ecstatic when he discovered it was magical and could grant wishes. The box was special. It could only grant wishes that helped others. Tim immediately decided to use it to make the world a better place.
Of course, I was a bit worried. Powerful things like a magical box can be dangerous if used incorrectly. Tim started small. He wished for his friend Jack, who was sick, to get better. And believe it or not, Jack did get better. Tim was thrilled, but I couldn't shake my anxiety. What if the wishes had side effects?
I was a bit annoyed that Tim didn't first check how the box worked. He was so excited about helping others that he didn't think about the consequences. But when we saw Jack healthy and happy, my anger subsided. Tim used the box with good intentions, and that was important. I hoped he'd be wise and not wish for something that could cause problems.
When Tim began using the box for more significant changes, like helping the local animal shelter, I felt a twinge of unease. He had good intentions, but the box looked old and a bit creepy. I couldn't shake the feeling that something might go wrong. But all of Tim's wishes came true exactly as he intended, which gave us all hope.
Each new wish Tim made brought joy and relief to those around him. He wished for new swings and slides in the park, and soon the city authorities installed new equipment. Tim also helped his family and neighbors, and even organized aid for those in need. The box was a real miracle, but most importantly, Tim learned the value of helping others and being kind.
Still, I continued to worry. How long would the box work? And what would happen if Tim wished for something wrong or selfish? I knew Tim was a good boy, but the box's power was too great to underestimate. I hoped Tim would be careful and wise with his wishes.
It sometimes frustrated me when Tim faced difficulties or when people didn't understand his good intentions. He tried so hard to help, but some people just didn't see how much he was doing for everyone. It wasn't fair, but I was proud of how Tim handled these situations. He didn't give up and continued to do good.
The box, though it brought much good, still seemed a bit strange and unsettling to me. But over time, I learned to accept it as part of our lives. The main thing was that Tim used it for good deeds and learned along the way. We all understood that the box wasn't just a magical object, but a tool that helped Tim and others become better.
In the end, Tim learned that true magic wasn't in the box, but in his own good deeds and actions. Even without magical help, he could bring joy and relief to others simply by being attentive and caring. The box disappeared as suddenly as it had appeared, leaving behind not only good deeds but valuable lessons that Tim would remember for a lifetime. We were happy to be part of this amazing story and to see how our Tim grew and became kinder and wiser. Today is a big day in Tim's head. His parents gave him a brand new phone and Tim is over the moon with happiness. He had been dreaming about this for a long time and now he finally got such an amazing gift. Tim immediately started setting up the phone, downloading games and apps. We all felt his joy and excitement. It was contagious.
On the other hand, I was a bit worried. New phones are so fragile, and Tim can sometimes be a bit careless. I kept reminding him to put on a protective case and screen cover to avoid breaking the phone. And of course, there's the internet and social media. What if he gets into some unpleasant situation?
When Tim started telling his friends about the new phone, I felt a slight irritation. Some kids immediately started feeling jealous, and one even joked that Tim would soon become addicted to the phone. That made me angry. Tim deserved this gift, and it's not his fault that not everyone has such things. I wanted his friends to be happy for him, not tease him.
A particularly unpleasant moment was when Tim started watching a lot of videos online. Some of them were frankly boring and pointless. I felt disgusted that he was wasting so much time on nonsense. I tried to hint to Tim that it would be better to use the phone for something useful or interesting, like learning something new or connecting with friends.
But overall, there was a lot of joy. Tim found many useful apps online that helped him learn and grow. He even started trying to program simple games. It was so great to see how the new phone opened up new opportunities and hobbies for him.
Of course, I continued to worry a bit about the time he spent on the phone. I tried to remind him that it's important not to forget about real life and friends, as well as studying. We all work together to find a balance between fun and useful activities.
And when Tim started sharing useful knowledge and interesting discoveries with his friends, I felt proud. He wasn't just enjoying his new phone, but also using it to help others and share joy. This was a real example of how technology can be used for good.
Sometimes I was still concerned that Tim might get too absorbed in something not very useful. But I was glad that he became more mindful and started choosing quality content. It was important to see that he wasn't just consuming information, but also learning to critically evaluate it.
In the end, the new phone became not just a gadget for Tim, but a tool for self-expression and self-development. We were all happy that we could help him find the right path and learn to use technology wisely and joyfully.
Guys, write in the comments how you like the stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Also, to not miss new videos, click the bell icon.
Guys, we're almost there. If we defeat Evil Stepdad, we can return home. We have to believe in ourselves and each other.
Yes, enthusiasm alone isn't enough. This evil stepdad has been getting in our way for too long. We need to act quickly and decisively.
His laugh is so annoying and he smells awful. I hope we can handle this without too much trouble.
Oh no, what if we can't beat him? He's so strong and cunning. Do we have a backup plan?
Don't worry, Anxiety. We have a plan, and we're ready. We're all different, but that's our strength. Anger, you can distract him with your intensity. Disgust, use your sense of smell to find his weak spot. And Anxiety and I will support you and keep an eye on the situation.
Great, I'm ready to get angry and end this for good.
Of course! Together we will win! Let's show the evil stepfather that he picked the wrong team to mess with.
Yes! We did it! We defeated the old evil stepfather. He got what he deserved. Well done, team. To our viewers, thank you for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe. Goodbye, everyone.
Wow, anxiety. Look, we're in the game Escape from Evil Grandpa. What do you think we need to do here? Maybe Grandpa just wants some attention, and his anger is just a front. He's so funny with those big glasses and slippers. And look at how he runs. It's like a real race against time.
Evil Grandpa? Wait, do you really think he just wants attention? What if he's truly evil? What if this is his house full of old things that can trap us? What if he set traps around every corner? Or what if his glasses give him super sharp vision and he can see us even through walls?
Oh, come on. Why would Grandpa have traps in his own house? Look, here's the first challenge. A huge staircase covered with old rugs. I guess Grandpa isn't big on cleaning. Let's try to get through this obstacle before he hears our footsteps. If we can escape before he catches us, we can call it a win.
Rugs? You're talking about rugs like they're just simple obstacles? What if there are scary things hidden under them, like sticky traps or even mouse traps? One wrong step, and we could be stuck here forever. And what if Grandpa is wearing old headphones and listening to loud music? We won't be able to tell where he is.
Music? That makes it even more fun. Maybe he's listening to some old jazz, and we can dance our way through the house. Let's just imagine that this isn't an evil grandpa, but an evil jazz musician who's thrown a party. We've made it up the stairs, and there's a room full of furniture ahead. Chairs, dressers. Just make sure not to fall into Grandpa's rocking chair, or he'll definitely catch us.
Rocking chair! That's the perfect place for an ambush. It might start rocking on its own and trap us. And those dressers, they look like they could open at any moment and something terrible might jump out. Maybe we should just turn back and go back to the start. Being stuck in jail doesn't sound so bad compared to what might be waiting for us here.
Oh, come on. You know there's no turning back. Look, we're almost out. There's a door up ahead, and beyond it is the garden. I'm sure if we make it through, Grandpa won't catch us anymore. And look, there's even an old swing. Maybe we can take a little break if we make it out.
A break? Seriously? What if the garden is full of traps and the swing is just old and creaky, ready to collapse at any moment? And Grandpa is probably already out there, waiting for us around the corner with some super trap. We have to stay on our toes, Joy. We need to move quietly and quickly. And oh no, I think I hear his footsteps. Quick, to the door.
You heard footsteps? I thought it was just the old house creaking. All right, let's run to the door. And if Grandpa is waiting for us with a super trap, I'll try to distract him by talking about his favorite foods. Maybe he'll forget why he's chasing us, and we can just walk out peacefully.
I hope your plan works because honestly, I don't want to be caught by evil Grandpa. If we can convince him, maybe he'll even let us go and make us some tea. But we better just run as fast as we can and not look back. Hi there! Today, I want to tell you about how our friend Tim got a brand new phone. Oh, how happy I was for him. It was the long-awaited gift he had been dreaming of for months. As soon as Tim opened the box and saw his new phone, his eyes lit up, and his smile brightened everything around him. I was right there with him, feeling the joy filling his heart. And mine too. It was truly a celebration. But of course, I immediately started to worry. A new phone is great, I thought, but what if something happens to it? What if he drops it? What if it gets stolen? Or even worse, what if Tim spends too much time on his phone and forgets about everything else? These thoughts wouldn't leave me alone. I wanted Tim to enjoy his gift, but also to understand that he needed to be careful with it.
I ran over to Tim and started exploring all the features of the new phone with him. He was thrilled. We took a few photos, tried out new apps, and even recorded a funny video. Tim was on cloud 9. Look how much fun this is, I said to Anxiety, hoping she would also see the positive side of this gift.
But I couldn't just relax like that. I knew that with a new phone came a lot of responsibility. Tim, be careful, I told him. Don't forget to get a case and a screen protector. And don't spend all your time on your phone. There's so much more to life. I wanted to make sure Tim understood the importance of taking good care of his new device.
I understood that anxiety was right. So I suggested to Tim that he create a daily schedule so he could enjoy his phone without forgetting about other things. We came up with the idea of using the phone for useful purposes, like learning new things, staying connected with friends, and taking creative photos. And of course, I suggested he spend some time outdoors every day to keep a healthy balance.
I felt a bit better seeing that Tim was really listening to my advice. He actually bought a case and a screen protector, which put my mind at ease. I was also glad that he wasn't forgetting about walks and meeting up with friends, even with his new phone. Joy helped him find that balance, and I felt that everything would be okay now.
And you know what? Anxiety and I saw that even with an exciting gift like a new phone, you can find a happy medium. Tim learned to use his phone wisely, without forgetting about real life, his friends, hobbies, and spending time outdoors. I could see that he was even happier, but also responsible when it came to using his new device.
In the end, I realized that there's no need to fear new things if you approach them with wisdom and responsibility. Joy showed Tim how to enjoy his gift, and I helped him understand the importance of taking care of it and using it sensibly. Together, we made sure that the new phone became a source of joy for Tim, not a source of worry.
So that's our story. Tim's new phone brought him a lot of happiness, but it also taught him important lessons. Once again, anxiety and I proved that together, we can handle any situation. The key is support, care, and the ability to find a balance between joy and responsibility.
And I'm glad I could help Tim see not just the bright side, but also the important side of this gift. Now he can enjoy his phone without forgetting about safety and real life. And maybe I can be a little more at ease, knowing that he's got everything under control.
Hi, it's Joy, and I can't wait to tell you about our recent adventure with anxiety. The day started out as usual, but quickly turned into something quite unexpected. It all began when our good friend Tim decided to try something new and surprising. He decided to bake a cake for the first time in his life. I was thrilled by the idea. A cake means fun, joy, and of course, deliciousness.
And well, as you might guess, I immediately started to worry. A cake? But Tim has never baked before. What if it doesn't turn out well? What if he mixes up something and the cake burns? Or what if he cuts himself with a sharp knife or gets burned by the hot oven? All these thoughts flooded my mind in an instant. Sure, baking is interesting, but it also has its dangers. But I couldn't let these worries stop such a wonderful idea. I went over to Tim and suggested that he start with a simple recipe. You can do it. It'll be fun, I said, encouraging him. We chose a simple vanilla cake, and Tim began gathering the ingredients with a smile. I helped him enjoy every step, beating the eggs, sifting the flour, adding the sugar. It was all so exciting, but I couldn't just sit quietly. As Tim mixed the batter, I kept reminding him to be careful with the knife and not to forget the timer, so the cake wouldn't burn. I watched every step he took, making sure everything was going according to plan. And I'll admit, it wasn't easy. But I knew my care would help avoid any mishaps, and I hoped Tim would listen to my advice.
When the cake was in the oven, we all sat down to wait. This was the most exciting time. I was delighted as the smell of vanilla filled the kitchen, and Tim couldn't wait to see the result. I told him, "Imagine how delicious this will be. And how awesome that you made it yourself." We laughed, imagining how we would enjoy this tasty cake. And although I'm always on guard to prevent possible problems, I'm glad to have Joy by my side, who helps me see the bright side of things. Together, we proved once again that we can make any day better, even if there are worries and fears along the way. Hello, friends! We're back with you! Today, our boy Tim will be playing a new mode. Escape Joy Inside Out Barry's prison school. It's going to be fun and exciting. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss new videos. Let's go.
Oh no, this is very dangerous. Look at the chasm beneath us. I'm so worried about our boy Tim. How is he going to get across? I hope he will be careful and not make any rash decisions. We need to support him so he doesn't succumb to fear and make a mistake.
How dare they put such a dangerous obstacle in his path? This is outrageous! How is Tim supposed to overcome this with so many dangers around? But I know he is strong and will manage. Let's help him focus and overcome this challenge.
Ugh, it's so filthy here. This place looks completely abandoned and dangerous. Tim, please be careful and don't touch anything unnecessary. We don't need any more problems.
I'm sure Tim can handle it. He's always been brave and resourceful. This challenge is just another step on his way to victory. Let's support him and believe in his abilities.
Oh no, we're in the ventilation shaft and it's so cramped and scary. This confined space makes me nervous. Tim, please hurry. I can't stay in such a narrow place any longer.
Ugh, this place is a nightmare. How did we even end up here? We need to get out of here quickly. I don't want Tim to get stuck. Who even thought up these ridiculous mazes? They're just making our journey harder.
You! And it's dusty here, too! The ventilation shaft looks like it hasn't been cleaned in years. Tim, be careful not to breathe in all this dirt. We need to get out of here fast before we all get covered in dust.
Don't worry, everyone. Tim always finds a way out. We've overcome so much together, and this will be no different. He'll get through this quickly, and we can continue our adventure. Believe in him, he can do it.
Oh no, a scary teacher is chasing us. This is really frightening. She looks so strict and menacing. Tim, we need to find a way out and escape from her. But Joy, why does she look so much like you? It's strange and unsettling.
I don't understand why she looks so much like me either. Maybe it's just a trick of the light or a coincidence. Don't worry, Tim will handle it. We've faced challenges before and always found a way out. The important thing is to stay calm and keep moving forward.
What on earth are we doing here? Why are we stuck in this awful school? Tim, be careful, but hurry up. We need to get out of here as soon as possible.
Guys, no need to panic. I'm sure Tim will handle this and everything will be okay.
Oh my God, those pears are terrifying. Tim, please be careful. If you hit one, you might fall.
Oh no, not this. Trolls, this is really scary. It's so high up. Tim, please hold on tight.
Guys, I think while Tim is going through these challenges, we can share some interesting stories with our viewers. If you, our viewers, have liked and subscribed, let's see if you can like and subscribe in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If you didn't make it, we're giving you 5 more seconds. And now, let's get to the story.
The day began with tension. Rumors spread through the town about a gang planning to rob the local bank. Our police officer, Jack, was ready for any threat. When we heard about it, I was filled with determination. We couldn't let criminals destroy the peace of our town. I was ready to act, feeling the heat of righteous anger. We all knew Jack had to protect the residents, and we were geared up for the fight.
However, with each new report that came to the station, my anxiety grew. The gang was well organized and armed. I worried that Jack might face dangers he wasn't prepared for. We needed to find a way to warn the residents and prepare for any scenario. My anxiety was a reminder to be cautious and vigilant, keeping possible threats in mind.
When we received precise information about the time and place the gang planned to strike, I felt disgusted by their audacity and lack of principles. These people were willing to harm innocents for their own gain. I was repulsed by their plans and knew Jack had to stop them at any cost. We all believed in his ability to handle the situation, but the feeling of disgust gave me extra motivation.
Then, when the crucial moment arrived, Jack and his team set up an ambush. We watched as the criminals were caught off guard and couldn't contain our joy when the plan worked perfectly. In one moment, tension turned to relief and exhilaration. The criminals were captured and no innocent people were hurt. Jack showed incredible courage and professionalism, and we were proud to be his emotions, supporting him in these moments.
As the criminals were put into the police car, I still felt echoes of anger. But now it was not just anger, but a sense of justice that we all shared. Jack proved that justice exists and that our town is protected from those who wish to disrupt its peace.
My anxiety slowly faded as it became clear the threat had passed. I still worried about the future and potential new dangers, but this incident showed that Jack and his team were capable of much. I knew we had to continue being vigilant and prepared for any challenges.
I felt relieved that the criminals were caught, and the disgust at their actions now remained in the past. They got what they deserved, which restored faith in justice and order. We all took pride in Jack's ability to protect our town.
At the end of the day, when everything had settled, we felt proud and joyful that we were able to help Jack and his team protect the town. This day was an important reminder that we all play a role in maintaining peace and safety. We were grateful that Jack, our brave and selfless police officer, was ready to protect his fellow citizens.
Guys, how did you like our story? Did you enjoy it? If so, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Meanwhile, Tim has reached the final race against Disgust. Yes, the very same character from Inside Out 2.
Guys, let's wish Tim good luck. I'm sure he can do it and finish first.
Guys, isn't this a bit too dangerous? Maybe we shouldn't go so fast. I think we can overtake her anyway, but let's not rush too much.
Anxiety, don't worry. Tim has everything under control, but this version of Disgust looks awful. Really awful. I'm not like her, right? We're completely different. I'm not as disgusting as she is.
Tim, please hurry. We're so close to overtaking her. I believe in you. You can do it. Just keep going and don't be afraid. Come on, Tim.
Hooray! We overtook her. But please, Tim, be careful. I worry about you a lot. There's no need to risk your life for a race victory. You're the most important thing to us. Be careful.
Tim, come on, beat her. You have to win at any cost. I believe in you. There's so much at stake. Go, Tim, go. Only forward.
Just a little bit more. Yes! I can see the finish line.
Yes, Tim, great job. You beat the opponent. Guys, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hello, dear friends.
Hello.
Hello!
Hi.
Today we will be escaping from prison in Roblox in the Mode Berries Prison Run. But before the escape begins, we wanted to ask you to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment on which map Joe should play next.
Yes, this really helps Joe. When you engage with the video, it becomes easier for Joe to complete the modes. Let's help him out.
Again with the vents. I hate them. Just let me know who the person is that installs them, and I'll fry them like a firecracker and blow them up.
Anger, calm down. We've already gotten out of it.
I think we should jump on those blocks to move forward.
Joe, don't look down. I'm really scared. Be careful when jumping on these blocks. If you fall, you'll land on the spikes.
It's so cold here, probably because of those large fans blowing in this direction.
Yes, I agree with you. It's very cold here.
I don't know. I actually feel quite warm.
Wow, these grates don't look very sturdy. Maybe we should look for another way?
No, there's no other way. We have to go through these grates. Joe, be careful when you jump on them.
I think we should break this grate with that key. Joe, take this key and break this grate.
It seems to me like this vent is connected to the bathroom, or why does it smell so bad here? I really dislike this odor.
Disgust, I think you're mistaken. I hear some screams. I think there's danger ahead. Joe, be careful.
Anxiety, you were right. There's a guard there. Joe, you need to be very fast to avoid getting caught by him.
Joe, run away from him quickly. If he catches you, he'll send you back behind bars. I don't think this pipe is meant for walking on.
Don't worry, Joe isn't heavy. He won't be able to break this pipe. Many people have walked and even jumped on it before Joe. As you can see, it's not broken.
Oh no, we forgot to press that red button to open that grate. We need to go down and press it. Joe, be careful not to get caught by the guard. It'll be really bad if you do.
Don't worry about him. He's very, very fat. I think he eats planets for breakfast. He'll never catch you. Even if you walk, he won't catch you. I don't know how they hire such fat guards. He can't catch anyone. Ha ha ha, don't be angry, guard. If you lose weight, you'll be able to catch everyone.
Stop insulting the guard already. It might hurt his feelings. Just run away from him. I even feel sorry for him.
Ah, these damn vents again. How much longer?
I was right after all. It is connected to the bathroom. Ew, it smells so bad here.
Yes, you were right. I really don't like this smell. It's just unbearable.
I completely agree with you. Let's get out of here as quickly as possible.
Here is the source of the smell. Don't pay attention to it, Joe. You need to take that shovel and start digging. We have to do this as quickly as possible.
It seems like a good time for stories. Oh, what a wonderful day it was when Joe decided to cook for the whole family. The kitchen was filled with excitement and anticipation. I could feel the joy bubbling up inside as we gathered ingredients and prepared to create something delicious.
Ugh, cooking again? Why does Joe always have to make such a mess? The chaos in the kitchen was infuriating. Spices scattered everywhere, pots clanging loudly. But I kept my cool, trying not to let my anger boil over.
The smells. Oh, the smells! As soon as Joe started chopping onions, my stomach turned. The pungent aroma filled the air, making me want to gag. Why couldn't Joe choose something less aromatic?
Oh dear, what if Joe burns the food again? I couldn't help but worry as I watched him handle the hot stove. What if something goes wrong? I fretted over every step, hoping we wouldn't end up with another kitchen disaster.
Despite the initial chaos and doubts, Joe's determination and our teamwork prevailed. We all pitched in, each of us playing our part to make sure everything turned out just right. The aroma of a well-cooked meal filled the kitchen, bringing smiles to everyone's faces.
Surprisingly, the food actually tasted good. Maybe Joe isn't so bad in the kitchen after all. I grudgingly admit that all the effort was worth it in the end.
I must admit, despite my initial aversion to the smells, the final dish looked quite appetizing. I cautiously tried a bite and was pleasantly surprised. It was delicious. Perhaps cooking isn't as bad as I thought.
Whew, everything turned out okay. I can relax now. Watching Joe cook was nerve-wracking, but I'm glad we were able to help him and enjoy a meal together as a family.
Now we will tell a story about how Joe learned to swim. Oh, what an exciting day it was when Joe decided to learn how to swim. The sun was shining brightly, and the pool shimmered invitingly. I could feel the anticipation and enthusiasm building up as we gathered by the water's edge.
Why does Joe have to do this now? The water is cold, and I hate getting wet. The thought of dealing with all this splashing and chaos is infuriating. But I tried to keep calm and not let my frustration show.
Oh no, what if Joe sinks or gets hurt? My heart raced with worry as I watched him hesitate at the edge of the pool. What if something goes wrong? I fretted over every possible scenario, fearing the worst.
The water. It's so gross. I can't stand the feeling of it on my skin, and the thought of all those germs floating around makes me shudder. Why did Joe have to choose swimming of all things?
Despite my initial concerns, Joe showed determination and courage. With our encouragement, he took small steps into the water, and I could feel his excitement growing with each stroke.
Oh, more splashing. Why does learning to swim have to be so messy? I grumbled inwardly, but begrudgingly admitted that Joe was making progress, even if it was annoying.
I held my breath as Joe practiced floating and kicking. Every little splash made me jump with anxiety, but I was relieved to see him improving under our watchful eyes.
The chlorine smell? It's overwhelming. I tried to stay back as much as possible, but I couldn't avoid the sensation of being surrounded by water. At least Joe seemed to be getting the hang of it, despite my discomfort.
Now I'll tell you a story about how Joe flew on a plane for the first time.
Oh, it's so exciting! I can't believe the feelings Joe is experiencing right now. I'm just overflowing with joy seeing him here in the airplane. His heart is racing as we take off, his eyes shining with delight. He dreamed of flying for so long, and now, finally, his dream is coming true. I feel his emotions filling every cell of his body. How he enjoys the views outside the window. How he smiles at every flight attendant and seatmate. It's wonderful to be a part of this moment of joy.
This airplane is absolutely dreadful. How can anyone sit comfortably in this cramped space? Why is everyone so slow and inattentive? These flight attendants are just useless. Why couldn't we choose a more comfortable flight? I'm seething with anger every time I see how we're being served. This is simply unacceptable. Joe, why aren't you showing more initiative? Why are you satisfied with this service? This flight isn't even worth our time and money.
What if something goes wrong? I'm nervous beyond belief. All these sounds, movements, vibrations. I can't stop thinking about potential issues. Flying on a plane is so dangerous. What if we have an accident? What if something happens to the engine? Joe doesn't realize all these risks. He's just enjoying the flight. But I fear for him. I feel his fear overwhelming me. His anxiety makes me worry and suffer. Every minute of this flight is a test for our nerves.
How can anyone stand being here? It's just a nightmare. This smell, these sounds, this cramped space. I just can't. I feel disgust washing over me with every breath Joe takes. How can he not feel this horrible atmosphere? It's all so dirty, so unpleasant. I just want to get out of here as quickly as possible. Joe, why can't you hear my cry of disgust? Why don't you understand that this place is simply hell on earth? The next story is about how Joe entered a new class and got to know his new classmates.
It was so exciting. When Joe entered the new class, I couldn't help but rejoice with him. His face lit up with a smile as he greeted his new classmates. He was so open and friendly. He quickly found common ground with the kids in the class, started talking to them, and showing interest in their hobbies. It was wonderful to see him blossom in this new environment, his eyes shining with joy from making new friends. We tried to support him, encourage him, and help him overcome any shyness. Each of his successes brought me immense joy.
I am just furious about this situation. Joe in a new class and his classmates, they are just unpleasant. Why aren't they showing more kindness towards him? Why aren't they making more effort to get to know him better? I am angry at how they are treating him. It's unacceptable. I quickly grew angry seeing how they ignore his attempts to befriend them. Joe deserves better. Why isn't he standing up for himself more? I'm ready to explode with anger if he continues to endure this.
I was terrified when Joe walked into that class. New people, new surroundings. How would he cope? What if they didn't accept him? We agonized over every word he said, every step he took. He looked so tense trying to start a conversation with his classmates. And what if they didn't understand his feelings and intentions? I felt his anxiety, how it overwhelmed him every minute. We tried to give him cues, support him, but every uncertain look he gave to those mocking faces intensified my fears. It was such a nerve-wracking experience.
I feel disgust overwhelming me as Joe tries to interact with these people. They are so unpleasant and hypocritical. How can he stand being in the same class with such awful people? I can't stand their appearance, their voices, their mannerisms. And every time Joe tries to engage in a conversation, I want to close my eyes and escape from here. This atmosphere fills me with disgust, and I hope Joe soon realizes what terrible people surround him.
Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave your comment. Bye, everyone! Hello! Before we start this video, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and don't forget to hit the like button. As usual, we've got joy, anxiety, anger, and disgust with us. And now, Tim and I are diving into a very scary and exciting mode, Dr. David's hospital run.
Guys, wish Tim and me good luck and support us in the comments. This mode is really scary, and I'm really worried about our boy Tim.
Wow, this guy seems to have lost it. That doctor looks really unfriendly. We need to get out of here, and fast.
Oh, no, there's blood. I don't like blood, it's awful. It makes me feel so sick. Where did it come from? Why is there so much of it? Ugh, it's disgusting. Tim, I really hope this isn't human blood.
Disgust, calm down. We're in a hospital. What could possibly go wrong? It's probably just ketchup on the walls, or maybe someone spilled some juice. Why assume it's blood right away?
You're right, but where did these spikes come from? If the blood is just juice, are the spikes supposed to be traffic cones? This is ridiculous and really scary. Tim, please be careful.
I'm so angry. I'm absolutely furious. We need to act before I completely lose it. What the heck is Tim doing? Forced to escape from this hospital. Hospitals are supposed to heal people, not injure them and make them risk their lives just to escape.
Oh no, look at the floor. Those are glass shards. What if Tim gets hurt and he starts bleeding? Ugh, this is awful. Where did these shards come from? Tim, please be more careful while looking for the exit, okay?
See, everything's fine. Tim didn't touch a single piece of glass. But I see lasers up ahead, and that looks challenging. But I'm sure Tim will handle it and overcome this next challenge.
Wow, the atmosphere here is terrifying. Glass, lasers, and now acid. This is a really intense mode, guys. Help Tim get through it. Don't just stand by. We can't leave Tim in such a tough situation. We have to support him. Tim, you're doing great. Keep moving forward, but stay alert and don't get hurt.
I see how Tim confidently and calmly navigates these obstacles, but I'm still so angry. And I'm still puzzled. Why are we escaping from a hospital? Why aren't we safe here? This is really strange.
Guys, let's take a break from this horrific situation and share some interesting stories with our viewers. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and let us know in the comments which mode you want to see next. Now, let's get started.
Well, all right. This story is about how we managed to deal with aliens, and it was amazing. It all started when we learned that evil horned aliens were planning an invasion of our world. We were overwhelmed with emotions, fear, anger, and disgust mingled in our minds, but we knew we had to act. My heart was literally singing with joy as we began our strategy to save the world. Tim and his friends, our allies, prepared for the fight. We developed a plan, coordinated actions, gathered resources, and fortified defenses. I felt incredible happiness knowing that everyone was working together for a common goal.
But joy was interspersed with anxiety. Everything seemed so unpredictable. I watched as the aliens captured cities, and each time I was in a panic. We didn't know how they operated, what their weaknesses were, or the best way to stop them. In every situation, I imagined the worst-case scenario. What if they unveiled new weapons? What if someone from our team got hurt? My worry never left me for a moment, but I tried to stay calm for the team's sake.
When the aliens began their attacks, I could barely contain my anger. I saw them destroying our cities and treating people ruthlessly, and I just couldn't hold back. My rage grew with each new destruction, with every piece of news about their actions. These horned creatures were a real threat, and their actions made me furious. I was determined to do everything I could to stop them and take revenge for all they had done.
Their appearance and methods were also horrendous. These aliens looked disgusting. Their horns and strange bodies filled me with revulsion. I couldn't get used to their sinister appearance or the destruction and filth they left behind. My disgust was heightened by the thought that they could destroy everything we love. I felt disgust not only towards their appearance, but also towards their cruel actions.
But despite all this, we found a way to fight back. Our team, despite all the challenges, united. We exploited the aliens' weaknesses and applied a new strategy developed by Tim and his friends. Every step was carefully planned. Every move aimed at consolidating our efforts. I was overjoyed to see our plan start working, how the aliens began to retreat. It was thrilling and incredibly joyful.
I was still worried that something might go wrong. As the aliens retreated, I continued to be concerned about ensuring protection and recovery. We had only just begun to develop a strategy for rebuilding and safely returning to normal life. My fears didn't completely disappear, but I tried to focus on what we had managed to do to rectify the situation.
My anger gradually subsided, but I was still dissatisfied with what had happened. Although we had defeated the aliens, the memories of the destruction and cruelty remained. I was determined to do everything possible to ensure such threats wouldn't recur. My anger shifted towards ensuring safety and preventing future threats.
When the aliens left, I saw people starting to rebuild their cities. I felt that despite my disgust at their actions and appearance, we could overcome any difficulties. I watched as people cleaned the streets, repaired damaged buildings, and even in this, there was something inspiring. Although I felt revulsion towards the destruction, I saw how collective effort helped us return to normal life.
Our efforts paid off. We saved the world, and although there were many challenges, everything turned out well. We saw people smiling again, children playing in the streets, and it was wonderful. Tim and his friends were heroes, and I'm proud that we all managed to overcome this trial together. This experience showed that even in the toughest times, when joy, anxiety, anger, and disgust mix, we can find strength and unite for a common goal. It's a reminder that we can overcome any difficulty if we work together.
I hope you enjoyed the story. Feel free to share any concerns or feedback you might have in the comments. And remember, subscribing and liking helps us a lot. Thanks for being with us.
The next story might blow your mind. It was like a fairy tale. We found ourselves with Max, a talking, intelligent dog. I remember how thrilled he was when his new family came to get him. Max immediately started wagging his tail, and I could feel his joy literally overflowing. Every morning as he woke up, I could see how eagerly he awaited walks and new adventures. I was delighted to see how he found joy in simple things like playing with a ball or lying in the sun.
But of course, not everything was so easy. I was anxious when Max found himself in a new environment. Every new situation could be stressful for him. I was particularly worried when he first encountered other dogs at the park. What if they turned out to be aggressive? What if Max got scared and ran away? I constantly watched his behavior, trying to understand how he felt, and was ready to intervene if anything went wrong.
When I saw Max facing mistreatment, my anger exploded. One day at the park, someone was rude to him and I couldn't stand it. Seeing Max being pushed or teased was incredibly upsetting. I was ready to confront those who might hurt him. I was determined to protect him so he wouldn't feel unhappy or abandoned. My resolve to ensure justice prevailed was unwavering.
I felt disgusted when encountering those who neglected or treated Max with indifference. It was unpleasant to see some people ignore him or treat him disrespectfully. These moments were very tough for me, and I felt that the world could be a harsh place. The disgust towards such treatment helped me understand the importance of showing care and compassion.
Despite the difficulties, I was thrilled to see how Max found joy in his new relationships. He loved playing with kids and meeting new friends. I especially remember how he met a puppy named Benny. They quickly became best friends and spent a lot of time together. Watching Max and Benny run and play happily was simply delightful. Every moment of their friendship brought joy to me as well.
I continued to feel anxious when Max faced new situations. I was particularly scared when he was left alone for the first time. How did he feel? Did he feel lonely or scared? I worried about how he was coping and tried to ensure he was as comfortable and safe as possible.
My anger flared up again when we learned about other dogs also facing mistreatment. I was ready to fight for them just as I did for Max. I felt it was my duty to do everything possible to protect all dogs from unfair treatment and ensure their rights and safety.
Again, when I saw how some people treated dogs with indifference or cruelty, it made me feel disgusted, especially when we encountered situations where dogs weren't given enough food or care. It was unbearable, and I felt that we needed to work towards changing such situations to make the world kinder and fairer.
In the end, after experiencing all these emotions and challenges, I felt we had done a lot for Max. He became part of a loving family, and his life was filled with joy and happiness. I'm proud that we could make his days better and help him find his place in the world. Every moment we spent together was filled with happiness and love.
Despite everything, I continued to feel a bit anxious. Our work is never done, and I will always worry about ensuring Max's safety and care. But seeing him happy and healthy brings me relief and joy.
I also felt that our efforts were not in vain. Although we faced difficulties, I was proud to have protected Max and made his life better. My anger faded when I saw him becoming part of happiness and love.
I still feel disgust towards how sometimes people can be cruel, but understanding that we can change the situation makes me more determined to work on improving the world for all animals.
And so, with each new day filled with happiness and love, we continue to make the world a better place. Our journey with Max has shown us the importance of care and kindness, and we are ready to keep doing it so that all beings can be happy and loved.
Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye.
Hey everyone, guys, how did we end up here? Let's get out of this mode together.
That's right. Guys, help us escape from here by hitting the like button, subscribing, and we'll definitely make it out.
I'm about to punch him. Why the heck did they lock us up here? Let's get out of here, subscribers. Help Tim escape from this place.
It smells terrible in here. How about escaping through the ventilation?
Yes, Tim knows what he's doing. We're definitely getting out of here now.
We're going to end up outside, right? Oh no, it's really high up. I'm worried about our boy Tim.
Anxiety, don't worry. Everything will be fine. Tim is a smart boy. He can handle this obstacle.
Press that darn button, Tim. I'm about to boil over. Who dared to lock us up here? Does someone want our soul?
Tim isn't really gonna jump across those platforms, is he? Well, who am I kidding?
Guys, there's no need to worry. Tim has everything under control. He'll handle it. We just need to believe in him.
I do believe in him, but I'm very, very scared. What if our boy falls? What will happen to him? What if he doesn't make it?
Look how much fun it is here. So many toys. We can play with cars or ride on the big inflatable ship.
Wait, what's that? I see something behind the wardrobe. Oh God, someone is coming out. It's an old woman. She looks really scary.
Look at her. Her clothes are dirty and she looks disgusting. I can't stay here. I'm feeling sick. We need to find an exit quickly.
We're safe. The old woman is gone. I was so nervous, but now I feel like things are a bit better.
It's clear that she couldn't handle us. We managed to find a way out. But remember, if she comes back, be ready.
See, guys, everything's fine. We don't need to panic. Tim is handling it. Now we need to move those boxes so we can reach the ventilation.
I hate vents. It's so cramped and smells terrible. Isn't there another option?
No, Disgust. We don't have any other option but to push through after everything that's happened.
Tim, what are you doing? The vent could be dangerous. What if you get stuck or fall?
Don't worry, Anxiety. Tim looks so brave. Just imagine what an adventure it is to crawl through the vent. It's like in the movies.
Yuck. It's so dusty and dirty. How can you crawl into such a creepy vent? Tim, you should find another way.
Tim, knock down that damn fence. It's blocking our way.
Anger? Why knock it down right away? We can be smarter and not break anything. Tim is a clever boy. He'll find a way out of any situation.
Tim, where have you ended up? This big room looks like a warehouse. It could be dangerous here. What if someone else is around?
Yuck. Everything here is dusty and dirty. This warehouse looks so neglected. I hope Tim doesn't plan to stay here for long.
All right, but let's not forget to be cautious. Places like this often have traps or locked doors. Let's stay vigilant.
Guys, I think it's a great time to tell you a story. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. It all started when we ended up in a class with this teacher. His name was Mr. Grimm, and he was known for giving everyone failing grades and always angrily pointing with his ruler.
When we first arrived in Mr. Grimm's class, I was very worried. The room was gloomy, and all the students looked frightened. Mr. Grimm was stern and irritable, and his ruler seemed so threatening. I was so anxious that this day would be terrible.
From the very beginning, I was furious about how Mr. Grimm treated the students. He was always scolding them and giving failing grades for the slightest mistakes. I wanted to do something to change the situation because his attitude was unfair.
When I saw how Mr. Grimm cruelly and mercilessly treated the children, I felt a deep sense of disgust. It was unpleasant to watch him use his ruler and how his rudeness destroyed the classroom atmosphere.
Despite all this, I decided to try to find a way to change the situation. I noticed that Mr. Grimm was lonely and never smiled. I had an idea. If we could show him how nice it is to be kind, maybe he would change.
I wasn't sure how to do this, but Joy suggested a plan. We decided to start by doing something kind for Mr. Grimm. We prepared small gifts and notes with kind wishes.
I supported the plan but was cautious. I wanted Mr. Grimm to understand how his behavior affected others. We brought him gifts and notes, hoping it would give him a reason to reflect.
At first, I was skeptical. I didn't like the idea of doing something for Mr. Grimm, but I understood that it might help. We carefully left the gifts on his desk and wrote kind words in the notes.
One day, when Mr. Grimm came into the class, he saw the gifts and notes. At first, his face looked surprised, but then, as he read the kind words, he began to change. Gradually, a smile appeared on his face, and he became more friendly.
My anxiety began to diminish when I saw that Mr. Grimm became softer. He started praising students for their efforts and even began using the ruler in more playful games rather than for punishment.
I was amazed by the changes. Mr. Grimm became attentive and understanding. He stopped giving failing grades without reason and started encouraging students for their successes. I was glad that our intervention helped change his attitude.
I couldn't believe that our plan worked, but the results were evident. Mr. Grimm had now become a kind and caring figure, and the classroom turned into a place where students felt comfortable and confident.
Mr. Grimm began spending time with the students, telling them stories and teaching them with a smile. His kindness was so genuine that the class became a place of joy and fun. We were all happy to see how he changed and how he became a beloved figure for his students.
Now I feel I can breathe a sigh of relief. Mr. Grimm has become not only kinder, but also more attentive to his students. It has been a true miracle.
Yes, it was a great change. I am glad that our effort and hard work helped improve the situation. It was a worthwhile endeavor.
Now I am pleased to see that the classroom has become a pleasant place for learning. I am glad that Mr. Grimm changed, and now students no longer have to fear him.
So, joy, anger, anxiety, and disgust helped Mr. Grimm become a kind figure. This story shows that even the most difficult situations can be changed if approached with kindness and understanding.
Did you like it? If so, subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up, and let's move on to the next story.
This story is about how anger, disgust, anxiety, and I helped Tim deal with a situation at school. It all started when Tim began coming home upset. He told us that his classmates were bullying him. This was very hard for him.
I immediately felt how Tim was affected by being bullied. I constantly worried that the situation might get worse. I was concerned that Tim might feel even worse, or even refuse to go to school.
I was outraged that Tim was being bullied. It was unfair, and I couldn't stand that someone was treating him so poorly. I wanted to help Tim, but I didn't know how to do it right without making things worse.
I was appalled to hear about how Tim was being bullied. The bullies were so rude and uncivilized that I had no respect for them. I thought they deserved to be shown that their behavior was unacceptable.
I realized we needed to find a way to help Tim without causing harm to anyone. Together, we decided that the best way to help Tim was to support him in a way that made him feel confident and able to defend himself.
I was scared of the idea that we might do something that could make things even worse. But I understood that Tim needed support, and we needed to find a way to help him feel better and more protected.
I suggested to Tim that he should open up and talk to his teacher or parents about what was happening. It was important for them to know about the problem so they could help. I also advised Tim on how to use his words to make it clear to the bullies that their behavior was unacceptable.
I helped Tim come up with ways to respond to the bullies to show them that their actions were inappropriate. Instead of seeking revenge, we decided to demonstrate that Tim didn't have to tolerate such behavior. He could stand up for his rights with confidence.
Together with anxiety, anger, and disgust, we developed a plan to help Tim. He started to confidently speak to the bullies and show them that while they could hurt him, they couldn't break him. We supported him and taught him how to be assertive without being aggressive.
My worry about Tim gradually lessened as I saw him start to show confidence and resilience. He began to feel better and started believing in his own strength. I was happy to see that he was no longer afraid to openly express his feelings.
I am proud of how Tim handled the situation. He not only defended himself, but also taught the bullies that their behavior was unacceptable. It was fair and right.
I am glad that we helped Tim deal with the bullies without resorting to revenge. His confidence and ability to stand up for himself were the best responses. The bullies now understand that they shouldn't treat people the way they treated Tim.
In the end, Tim felt much better. His confidence grew, and he started enjoying his days at school. We were all happy to see him become stronger and more self-assured. It was a great example of how important it is to have friends' support and a proper approach to solving problems.
Now I feel that everything will be okay. Tim has learned to handle difficult situations and not be afraid of them. This was crucial for his confidence and self-respect.
I am satisfied with how everything turned out. Tim was able to show that he wouldn't let anyone treat him badly. It was well-deserved.
I am happy that Tim managed to deal with this unpleasant situation. His confidence and courage were well earned, and he now knows that he deserves respect.
So, with the help of anxiety, anger, disgust, and me, Joy, Tim was able to overcome the difficulties and become more confident. It shows that together we can handle any challenges and help each other become stronger.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now.
Hi everyone, today we're going to play Roblox in the game mode MR Yummy Supermarket. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to the channel and give us a like, and also leave a comment about which game mode you'd like to see next. Let's get started.
I have a feeling that Mr. Yummy is not the cleanest person. Just look at this place. There are sauces spilled everywhere. It looks like ketchup and mustard. It smells so bad. It seems like something else has gone bad here, too. He really needs to hire a cleaning company to sort this out.
Oh, look at this mess. Just look at the floor. There are puddles everywhere. This place is disgusting. How can anyone work in such a filthy environment? And that Mr. Yummy guy looks so smug, like he doesn't care at all.
I know. It's really unsettling. What if those puddles are something harmful? What if they're dangerous? I'm really worried about Tim. What if he slips and hurts himself? We need to be extra careful here.
Seriously, how can someone be so careless? If he can't even keep his supermarket clean, what else is he neglecting? I'm so angry just thinking about it. We should do something about this.
I just keep thinking about all the potential hazards. What if those puddles are hiding something worse? We need to make sure Tim doesn't get hurt. I'm so anxious just looking at this place.
Well, we have to deal with it. If Mr. Yummy can't clean up his own mess, we might have to find a way to help him. But I'm not going to be happy about it.
Agreed. Let's just focus on keeping Tim safe and getting out of here. I'm too worried about all the dangers in this place to think about anything else right now.
I think these cashiers are unhappy with their work. Some look like they're hungry, others seem exhausted. Mr. Yummy doesn't seem to care about his employees at all and makes them work to the bone. We need to do something about this. Maybe punish him and help the cashiers.
Wow, look at this room. It's like a magical playground for kids. The walls are painted with bright colors, and there are so many toys and games scattered around. It's so cheerful and fun. I bet kids love spending time here.
Ugh, are you serious? Look closer. The toys are all over the place, and some of them look really dirty. There are crumbs and stains on the carpet, and it smells a bit musty. It's not as charming as it seems.
Come on, it's supposed to be a fun space for kids. A little mess is normal. Besides, those toys look like they've had a lot of happy playtime. The room has a lot of potential to be a great place for children.
Maybe, but the filth and disorganization are hard to ignore. I can't help but feel grossed out by the mess and the smell. It's not just a little mess. It's pretty disgusting.
I understand that it might not be perfect, but the overall vibe is still positive. If someone cleaned it up a bit, it would be a fantastic space for kids to play and enjoy themselves.
Well, I suppose you're right about the potential, but it definitely needs a thorough cleaning before it can be truly enjoyable. I just hope someone takes care of it soon.
Exactly. With a bit of tidying up, this could be an amazing room for kids. Let's hope it gets the attention it needs.
Story time! Now we're going to tell you a story about Tim.
Today, we have an exciting story about how Tim saved the population from a zombie apocalypse. Imagine, our brave Tim found himself in the middle of a zombie outbreak and had to figure out how to save everyone. It was quite an adventure.
Oh no, not a zombie apocalypse. I was panicking from the start. What if Tim couldn't find a safe place? What if the zombies were too strong? I kept worrying about him as he tried to find a way out of this terrible situation.
Stop worrying, Anxiety. Tim isn't just any guy. He's a real hero. Sure, zombies are dangerous, but if anyone can stop them, it's him. If needed, I'll personally deal with those zombies to help Tim save people.
Ah, zombies are just revolting. Their appearance and smell are horrifying. I was completely grossed out. I hope Tim can handle this without getting too close to such disgusting things.
When Tim started taking action, he first gathered a group of survivors and led them to a safe shelter. He came up with a plan for safe movement and defense. Despite the dangers, he kept a positive attitude and inspired others with his actions.
I couldn't stop worrying as Tim led people through ruined cities and dense forests. Every step was risky, and I feared something would go wrong. He did an incredible job ensuring everyone's safety.
Tim acted quickly and decisively. When zombies tried to breach their shelter, he took up arms and protected the people. I was so proud of him for showing he wasn't afraid to fight to protect those with him. We won't let anyone suffer because of these zombies.
With every encounter with zombies, my discomfort grew. These creatures were truly horrific, but I knew I had to support Tim. Despite my revulsion, I recognized that his bravery and determination were crucial for survival.
In the end, thanks to Tim's bravery and skill, the residents were able to build a new safe place and begin rebuilding. Tim became a real hero, and everyone was grateful for his efforts and courage. We were all so happy that we could help him in this great endeavor. It was a story of true heroism and friendship.
I still can't help but admire how Tim managed through this terrible ordeal. He turned panic and fear into hope and safety. It was a very tough moment, but he did everything right.
See anxiety? Tim handled it despite all the difficulties. He defeated the zombies and protected the people. I'm proud of his resilience and bravery.
Yes, despite the horrible moments and the disgust I felt, I'm glad Tim was able to handle the situation. Now we can hopefully rest easy and hope such horrors won't happen again.
And that's the end of our story, friends. Tim showed that even in the toughest situations, hope and strength can be found for the fight. I hope you enjoyed this story as much as we did.
The next story will be about how Tim went on a round-the-world journey.
We have an exciting story about how Tim embarked on a round-the-world journey. Picture this. Tim decided to travel to every corner of the globe, discovering new cultures, meeting interesting people, and having adventures like never before. It was a journey full of joy and wonder.
Oh, traveling around the world sounds thrilling, but it also makes me anxious. What if Tim gets lost in a foreign country? What if something goes wrong with his plans? There are so many unknowns, and I can't help but worry about his safety and well-being throughout this entire journey.
Enough with the worrying, anxiety. Tim is a brave adventurer. He's going to face challenges head-on and show the world what he's made of. Sure, there might be bumps along the way, but I believe in his strength and determination. If anyone can handle a global journey, it's him.
Traveling can be so grimy and uncomfortable sometimes. All those crowded airports, dirty hotels, and strange foods. Yuck! I'm already feeling grossed out thinking about all the mess and unpleasantness Tim might encounter. But I suppose he has to endure it to experience the world.
Tim's journey began with excitement as he set off from his home. He first explored vibrant cities, tasted delicious street foods, and marveled at historical landmarks. Each new place brought a fresh wave of enthusiasm and happiness. The joy on Tim's face was contagious as he embraced each new experience.
As Tim ventured into remote areas and unfamiliar places, my anxiety grew. What if he encounters dangerous situations or gets sick? Every new destination seemed to come with its own set of risks. I kept hoping that Tim would stay safe and that his journey would go smoothly, despite my worries.
Even though there were obstacles, Tim didn't let them get in his way. He tackled every challenge with determination and grit. When he faced setbacks, he pushed through, demonstrating his resilience. I was ready to punch any problem that came his way, ensuring he could continue his adventure without too much hassle.
Some parts of Tim's journey were truly unpleasant. From enduring long flights with questionable food to dealing with unclean accommodations, it was a test of endurance. I was cringing at some of the less glamorous aspects of his travels. But I had to admit, despite the discomfort, Tim's spirit never wavered.
Eventually, Tim returned home, full of amazing stories and unforgettable experiences. His journey around the world had been an incredible adventure, filled with new friends, breathtaking sights, and personal growth. It was a true celebration of exploration and discovery, and his happiness was evident to everyone around him.
Even though I was anxious throughout Tim's travels, seeing him come back safe and happy was a huge relief. His adventure turned out to be a fantastic experience, and I felt reassured knowing he managed to handle everything so well.
Despite all the bumps along the way, Tim's journey was a success. He conquered challenges and made the most of every opportunity. I'm proud of his bravery and resilience throughout the entire trip.
Some parts of Tim's journey were truly unpleasant. From enduring long flights with questionable food to dealing with unclean accommodations, it was a test of endurance. I was cringing at some of the less glamorous aspects of his travels. But I had to admit, despite the discomfort, Tim's spirit never wavered.
Our stories have come to an end. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and also leave your comments. See you next time, and goodbye. Hello, dear friends. It's your favorite Joy here, along with my friends Fear, Anger, and Disgust. Today, Tim will be playing a mode called Escape Mr. Brain's Water Park.
Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. With your support, Tim will definitely be able to complete this mode and escape from the dreadful water park.
Damn, what a jerk Mr. Brains is. How dare he treat Tim like that?
Ugh, there's so much water here, and it looks so dirty. It must be contaminated with something. This is really disgusting. Tim, be careful and try not to touch that water.
Guys, don't worry. Everything will be fine. Tim is a grown-up and smart boy. Think of this as just another adventure. It's just another challenge that he can overcome. Let's cheer him on.
Oh no, what is this room? I'm feeling a bit uneasy here. Tim, please be careful. I'm really scared for you right now.
I'm in a rage. Who is this guy? Why is he just standing there? I'm about to erupt with lava. Everything is infuriating me right now. This water park, the man who trapped us here, the dirty water, the wet walls. Ah!
Ugh, it's soap. What's the point of this? Is this some kind of joke? It's horrible, disgusting, and beneath us. Let's get out of here.
Well, guys, the soap, the water, and the pool are behind us. What awaits us next? It's both intriguing and frightening at the same time. Oh, we've entered this strange room. Look at how weirdly it's decorated and the air smells unpleasant. But let's not worry. Tim is handling all these challenges so well.
Oh no, look at that! It's old Mr. Brain! He looks awful and is chasing us with such malice. I'm scared that Tim might be in danger if he doesn't stay cautious. We need to be prepared for anything that might happen.
What the hell is Mr. Brain doing here? Why does he keep chasing us? I can't stand how he's humiliating us and trying to interfere. He's going to pay for this. We're going to deal with him. I won't let him stop us.
Ugh, how awful. Mr. Brain looks so disgusting that it's hard to even look at him, and his smell is just repulsive. I can feel myself recoiling from this horrible sight. But we need to stay strong even if it's revolting. Let's get out of here quickly and find the exit.
Hooray! Tim has escaped from Mr. Brain and made it through the acid. We are so close to victory. Come on, Tim.
That was so scary. I'm really worried about Tim. Oh no, does Tim really have to open those doors? Maybe he shouldn't.
Oh no! God, it smells awful in here. It's so stinky. Disgusting. Tim, get out of here and fast. I want to forget this place like a bad dream.
Guys, how about we tell our viewers a couple of interesting stories? Yes, I think we need to distract ourselves while Tim goes through this mode. Before we start the stories, check your subscription to the channel and hit the like button in 5 seconds if you haven't done it yet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If you didn't make it, I'll give you another 5 seconds.
Well, all right. This story is about when we were the emotions in the mind of a very kind and law-abiding person. When we first found ourselves in Mark's head, we couldn't believe he ended up in such a situation. Mark was a good and decent man, but he was unjustly accused and sent to prison for a crime he didn't commit. Despite this, I tried to keep his spirits up and find bright moments in the darkness. Even in prison, you can find joy. In the smiles of fellow inmates, in the rare sunny days when you can walk in the yard. My task was to remind Mark that there is hope and that we must fight for justice.
Every day I felt on edge. Prison is a place full of dangers and uncertainty. I worried about Mark when he encountered aggressive inmates and when he had to cope with the hardships of prison life. I feared he might lose faith in himself and in justice. Every new morning I worried about what might happen and tried to prepare him for any surprises. But I also knew that my anxiety sometimes helped him be more cautious and attentive.
My anger was boiling inside. The injustice that Mark faced was unbearable. How could they imprison an innocent man? I was angry at the system, at those who framed him, and at the situation itself. Every time Mark faced injustice or cruelty, my anger flared up even more. I wanted him not to give up and to fight for his name. My rage sometimes gave him the strength to resist and defend himself in this harsh environment.
I was filled with disgust at the surrounding environment. The prison was a dirty, dangerous place where people often forgot about human dignity. I was repelled by the conditions Mark had to live in. I felt disgust at the injustice that led to his imprisonment. But I understood that Mark had to learn to adapt to survive in this world. I tried to help him find ways to cope with the disgust and maintain his inner dignity.
Sometimes we managed to find joy in the most unexpected places. We began to make friends with other inmates who had also become victims of circumstances. We read books together, played board games, and shared life stories. Mark began participating in prison programs that helped him feel useful and occupied. I saw a spark of hope in his eyes, and that gave me the strength to keep supporting him.
But my anxiety didn't disappear. Every new event could change everything, and I was always on guard. We found out that there was a lawyer who took an interest in Mark's case and was willing to help prove his innocence. This added even more anxiety. What if this attempt also failed? But at the same time, it gave us new hope and a goal.
My anger helped Mark not to give up. When the lawyer started reviewing the case, we learned that there was evidence that could clear Mark's name. My rage at the injustice of the system turned into determination to help the lawyer find all the evidence. Mark felt my strength and used it to fight for his name.
The process was long and arduous, but I tried to remind Mark that we were on the right path. We had to go through this to clear his name from all accusations. My disgust at the situation helped Mark stay determined not to agree with the injustice and to keep fighting.
And finally, the day came when the truth triumphed. The lawyer managed to prove Mark's innocence, and he was released. This moment was filled with joy and relief. We left the prison with a sense of victory and hope for a better future. Mark hugged his loved ones, and we all felt that our struggle had not been in vain.
Although we were out in the free world, my anxieties didn't disappear. Mark had to start his life over, restore his name, and regain the trust of those around him. But now we had hope and confidence that we could handle any difficulties.
My anger was now directed towards helping Mark restore justice and find those who had framed him. We weren't going to stop at what we had achieved. Our fight for justice was only just beginning.
But despite all the hardships, I was proud of Mark. He managed to go through all the trials and come out of them with dignity. Together, we faced the darkest side of life and found the light at the end of the tunnel.
Guys, how did you like the story? Did you enjoy it? Then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll keep moving forward. So, the next story is just as thrilling. We find ourselves on a beautiful island, and Tim is enjoying a vacation with his family. The nature around us is simply breathtaking. We're walking along the beach, swimming in the sea, and exploring the jungle. Today is a special day. We're going to witness a volcanic eruption. It's an amazing and rare sight, and I'm so excited that Tim will be able to see it with his own eyes. We're all filled with anticipation and excitement for something incredible.
On the other hand, I'm very worried. A volcano is not only beautiful, but also dangerous. I'm anxious about what could happen. What if there's a strong earthquake or a fire avalanche? We're close to the volcano, and my anxiety is only growing. We need to be careful and pay attention to all the warnings.
When the volcano starts showing activity, I feel anger bubbling up inside me. Why are we so close to this dangerous place? If something goes wrong, who will be responsible? But at the same time, I understand that our task is to help Tim deal with the situation and protect him. I'm ready to use my strength to help him get out of any trouble.
The smell of sulfur starts to fill the air, and I can't help but feel disgusted by it. The gases coming from the volcano are really unpleasant. I try to distract myself and help Tim ignore it, but it's not easy. We need to be cautious and not let these unpleasant sensations ruin our day.
We're at a safe distance, watching as the volcano begins to erupt. It's an incredible sight. Lava shoots into the sky, and hot rocks fall back to the ground. Tim is thrilled, his eyes shining with wonder. I can feel his joy filling me up. This is one of those moments that will be remembered for a lifetime.
But I remain on high alert. I make sure we don't get too close and put ourselves in danger. The volcano is becoming more active, and I start to worry that the situation might get out of control. But for now, everything is under control, and I'm trying not to panic.
People around us are starting to fuss and worry. Some are trying to get closer to take pictures, and it irritates me. Why don't they think about safety? I'm ready to intervene if any of them put us at risk. But for now, I'm trying to keep my emotions in check.
The flows of lava running down the slopes of the volcano evoke mixed feelings in me. On one hand, it's beautiful, but on the other, it's too dangerous and frightening. I try to focus on the fact that this is a unique natural phenomenon, and that we can observe it from a safe distance.
As the eruption begins to subside, we all feel relieved and awestruck. Tim shares his impressions, talking about how amazing it was. I'm glad we could experience this together, and that he had such a unique experience. In the end, this day turned into a real adventure, and we all came out of it a little stronger and happier.
Guys, hit the like button and subscribe. Your support means the world to us. Goodbye, everyone.
Hello, dear friends. Today we're in for something truly special. This will be one of those adventures that sticks with you for a long time. We're going to play the floor is lava mode. And I have to say, today is going to be hot in every sense of the word. Imagine us jumping from platform to platform, trying to avoid the boiling lava that's literally bubbling beneath our feet. I'm already excited because this isn't just a game. It's a real test of agility, speed, and the ability to make quick decisions.
Ha! In this challenge, it's not just agility that'll be tested, but also the strength of your spirit. Because when there's lava boiling beneath you, it's not just about jumping, it's about surviving. And every step needs to be filled with adrenaline, every move carefully calculated. You think this is just a regular game? No, this is a real test. Lava doesn't forgive mistakes, and if you hesitate even for a second, it's over. You lose. So, get ready for a truly fiery show.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Lava is no joke. It's literally beneath our feet, and even the slightest mistake could lead to us ending up in a river of fire. I can imagine us trying to jump from one narrow platform to another, hoping not to slip. Every time the lava gets closer, my heart starts beating faster, and you start wondering, can I really do this? But we don't have a choice, do we? We have to keep going and hope that our skills and your support will help us get through this terrifying challenge.
Honestly, lava is just awful. All that heat, the flames everywhere, and you can literally feel the hair on your head burning from the temperature. I can't even think about it without feeling grossed out, let alone actually participate in such a challenge. But someone's got to do the dirty work, right? We'll be jumping, we'll be dodging, and all of that just to avoid falling into that fiery abyss. Just think about it. Lava doesn't forgive mistakes, and I absolutely hate losing.
But that's exactly what makes the game so exciting, friends. This isn't just a challenge for us. It's a challenge for everyone watching us. You'll see how we overcome difficulties together, how we deal with the heat, the lava, the obstacles that await us at every turn. It's a real adventure that requires not just agility, but also support. And I'm sure that with your help, we'll succeed. You're with us, right?
Of course they're with us. They wouldn't leave us in a moment like this, when everything's on the line. And you know what? When things get really intense, when the lava is literally under our feet, I want to see all your support. Because in those moments, we need every drop of energy, every word of encouragement to get through this fiery ordeal. We'll fight to the end, and I know we're not alone.
Guys, we've been through so much together. These exciting moments where we overcome challenges, celebrate victories, and deal with setbacks. It's all thanks to you. If you like what we're doing and want to see even more adventures, don't forget to hit that like button.
The like button isn't just a button. It's your way of saying, keep up the great work. Every like you give us is a boost of energy that drives us to push through and tackle even tougher levels. So, come on, don't hold back.
And please subscribe to our channel. I always worry that you might miss something important. With a subscription, you'll be up to date on all our new videos and won't miss any of our adventures. I'll be a little less anxious too.
And of course, don't forget to leave comments. We always read what you write, and it helps us improve. Just keep it respectful, or it might spoil the mood. Want to see something specific? Let us know. Your opinion matters.
So, friends, likes, subscriptions, and comments are what help us grow and improve. Let's make our channel even better together. Story time. This moment starts with a story about how Tim organized a robot building contest in his yard and faced unexpected challenges. Today's story is going to be absolutely thrilling. Tim decided to host a real robot building contest right in his yard. It all started when he gathered his friends and neighbors to show what they could do. It was like a real festival. Imagine, each participant brought their unique ideas and materials to create their dream robot. The air was filled with laughter, conversation, and the spirit of competition. Each person had their own goal: to make their robot the smartest and most agile. It's especially heartwarming to see everyone around enjoying and being inspired, as it was a true celebration of engineering and creativity.
But, as often happens, not everything went smoothly, and that's where the problems began. Some robots started malfunctioning, causing a real commotion. One robot unexpectedly started moving erratically, leading to the complete destruction of other creations. People began arguing about who was at fault, whether it was the malfunction or the design itself. Real discussions and discontent flared up, especially when someone started blaming others for their robot not working properly. This led to a storm of emotions and dissatisfaction among the participants, and sometimes even conflicts arose that needed immediate resolution to prevent ruining the celebration.
Exactly. I was really worried for Tim at that moment. Despite all his efforts, some robots started failing at the worst possible times. Each time something went wrong, Tim's stress and worry increased. He tried to fix the problems on the fly, which was very stressful, especially with all eyes on him. I constantly worried that he might feel overwhelmed and disappointed due to the numerous technical issues. The drive to fix everything and ensure the contest went smoothly was a heavy burden, and I feared that he might just burn out and feel like a failure.
Oh, and let's not forget the nightmare of the mess. All those leftover parts, rusty bits of metal, and general debris piling up in the corner of the yard were dreadful. After all the technical issues, there was a real mess. Broken parts, old wires, and dirt. It all created a truly unpleasant sight. Fixing and dealing with the problems didn't add any joy to the situation. I always feel disgusted by such messes. But even in this case, Tim managed to stay calm and persistent. He tackled the issues and kept working despite all the discomfort and unpleasant moments.
But despite all the challenges, the robot building contest turned out to be a real success. Tim and his friends learned lessons from all the problems and difficulties, and each participant had a blast. In the end, even the most unpleasant moments became part of an exciting adventure. The atmosphere was filled with support and mutual help. It was a day that will be remembered for a long time, and we all came together to make it a true celebration of engineering and friendship. So let's congratulate Tim and all the participants for overcoming the challenges and making this day unforgettable. And the next story will be about a time travel adventure with an antique clock. Story is about Tim, who found an antique clock in his grandmother's attic. These clocks turned out to be magical and could transport him to different eras. He was thrilled with this discovery and decided to embark on an amazing journey. His first stop was the era of knights.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Tim immediately found himself in the middle of a knightly tournament, where he had to face many challenges. He saw knights battling it out in the tournament, and not all of them were friendly. He had to avoid fights and find a way to gather the necessary information to get back home.
I was really worried about Tim when he ended up in a dangerous situation. He accidentally found himself in a castle full of mysterious traps and ancient mechanisms. He had to solve complex puzzles to find a way to the next stage of his journey and return to the clock.
The time-traveling adventure in the era of knights wasn't without its unpleasant aspects. Tim faced unbearable dirt and discomfort, as living conditions back then were far from ideal. It was a real test for him.
Tim successfully overcame the challenges and returned home with a wealth of incredible experiences. He saw how knights lived and learned to appreciate modern life. His journey turned out to be a true adventure, bringing him joy and new knowledge.
Although Tim went through many difficulties, he came out of this experience stronger and more confident. These challenges taught him how to handle any problems that might arise in the future.
After this journey, Tim became more cautious. He realized how important it is to be attentive and respect the past. He learned to cherish every moment and understand the consequences of his actions.
Despite all the hardships and unpleasantness, Tim appreciated the comfort of his own time. This journey taught him to value the cleanliness and convenience of modern living conditions.
We've just finished our amazing adventure with the antique clock and time travel. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. If you liked what we did, please don't forget to hit that like button. It helps us know that you enjoy our stories and want to see more.
Yeah, a like isn't just a button. It's a way to support us and show that we're on the right track. Every like is like fuel for our enthusiasm. We're working hard to create even more exciting stories and adventures, and your support is crucial. So don't hold back. Hit that button.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. I always worry that you might miss our new videos if you're not subscribed. Subscribing is your way to ensure you don't miss any important stories. We release new videos regularly, and staying updated is really convenient.
Also, leave your comments below the video. We read each one and truly value your feedback. Your suggestions help us improve our content and make it more interesting for you. But let's keep it polite. Constructive criticism and suggestions really help, while rudeness can spoil the mood.
Don't forget, your opinion is very important to us. We want our content to be just how you like it. So, leave your comments and share your thoughts. Until next time, and have a great day.